Hi, it's Dr. Alex here, and I've had a couple of comments on a few of my videos that I wanted to talk to you about today. So, videos that I'm talking about are one is when should you spay your cat, and the other one is Pyometra in dogs. And you might not think that they're related too much, but someone left a comment on the when should you spay your cat one that you should definitely be after 1 year old because they'll get deadly cancer, the deadly cancer in capitals. I then asked what their evidence and their reasoning behind that was, and they linked to a post that was actually all about dogs, and at the bottom said that cats are different to dogs. But either way, that certainly got me thinking. Well, it's a thought that I've had, and I mentioned in my video actually all about when you should spay your dog. But the other video comment that I got was on my Pyometra video and the risks of that, and it was from a lady whose dog sounds like was in a terrible way. I'm not sure what the outcome was, but they certainly didn't sound very well at all. Sounds like they'd gone blind, the kidneys and the liver were failing. It was in a really bad way, and it really just highlights my point that I make about when you should spay your dog. Is it really depends on your circumstances. So if you're able to monitor your dog, if you're aware of the risks of Pyometra mammary cancer and you're quite happy with those risks, they're quite high for Pyometra. Certainly it's 1 in 4 dogs by the age of 10 will develop Pyometra, and the risk of death is relatively low if you get onto it quickly, but relatively low doesn't mean nothing at all, and Pyometra is definitely a deadly disease. I've seen a dog, I think was about 5 or 6 years of age, come into the clinic. The owners had been away on holiday, and the person looking after the dog hadn't noticed that it was unwell, it had lost a lot of weight, and unfortunately within an hour or 2 hours of being admitted, my colleague was working on that dog, and unfortunately it passed away. It was just far too far gone. Now for that owner and that dog, the thought is that clearly the owners would rather that they'd spayed that dog, and it may be that it would still be alive today, although that was a number of years ago. So it's really not straightforward. If you're happy with the risk of Pyometra mammary cancer, then you're happy with being able to pay the cost of those surgeries, then that's absolutely fine. We can either spay our dogs much later, or even not spay them at all. But I think these black and white arguments, these bold statements that people make, maybe isn't getting to the nuance of the subject. So the risks of spaying, certainly spaying early, is there are a few. One is bone cancer. So in Rottweilers, they're kind of 1 in 4 if they're spayed before 12 months or around 6 months will develop a malignant bone cancer, which is a terrible disease. It's horrible. And then cruciate ligament disease is the other one. So bigger dogs, our Labradors and Retrievers, there's the potential that spaying before 12 months will again cause them to have cruciate ligament disease. The argument for cruciate ligament disease is that is a treatable condition, although there will be potentially an element of arthritis later on, and it's not a surgery that's cheap. But my point really is that when you see bold statements of fact, really we need to question them, and we need to think what is right for you. So like I say, you might say, well, actually, if my dog develops Pyometra, that's an emergency surgery. That cost is going to be significant, and I'm not going to be able to afford that, in which case spaying your dog is probably going to be the best thing that you can do, because Pyometra is really common. If money's not a problem, if your dog's insured, which is something that Pyometra and cruciate ligament and mammary cancer removal would cover, then that cost may not come into it. But either way, my point is that what's right for you is not necessarily right for someone else. So just be a little bit careful with what you read and with what you take as fact, because some people can be very certain of their self. Like I say, the comment was, your cat needs to be spayed after a year because they will get deadly cancer. Well, in fact, they were quoting from a video that was all about dogs, and they had mentioned nothing about the nuances of that discussion. So yeah, anyway, I'm on my lunch break. It's a lovely sunny day here, as you can see, but I just wanted to record this little video with my thoughts. I hope you find it useful. If you've got any questions about this or anything else, then obviously just get in touch. Hit that subscribe down below so you don't miss out on more videos like this. Also, not sure if you're aware, I've got a free arthritis mini course. So if you've got a dog or cat with arthritis, or if they're just in pain for another reason, then I'll put the link down below, and that's completely free. If you sign up for that, then I walk you through how you can keep your pet as comfortable as possible. But until next time, I'm Dr. Alex from Our Pets Health, because they're family.